Unwanted chemicals are reduced to below detectable levels. And it reduces nitrates and unhealthy minerals like lead and mercury while leaving the nutritional minerals your body needs. Made of durable Lexan, the material used in making bulletproof glass, the system is durable, rugged, and yet attractive. The Berkey Light is transparent, so there is no guesswork when refilling the system. The water level is always visible. The rechargeable LED lighting system is beautiful as a night light and as necessary in emergency situations. Get the Berkey Light, a transparent water filter for only $259.
Call today, 877-605-9200.
This is RBN, the Republic Broadcasting Network.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies.
Well, good evening. This is Dr. Stan here at Radio Liberty, coming to you from the hills overlooking beautiful and picturesque Monterey Bay, and bringing you the news behind the news, the story behind the story. Hoping to convince you that reality is usually scoffed at. Illusion is usually king. But in the battle for survival of Western civilization, it's going to be reality, not illusion or delusion, that will determine what the future will bring. And I need to remind you the views that are expressed here are not necessarily those of the owners, management, staff, sponsors, or supporters of the station you're listening to there out across America. They're my views, the views of our guests, the views of our callers. Now, we do welcome your calls at 1-888-24-LIBERTY. That's 1-888-24-LIBERTY or 464-8295. But please don't call in unless we ask for calls because we have with us Mr. Harry Wu. And I had the privilege of interviewing Mr. Wu several years ago, I suppose 3 or 4 years ago. He had been a prisoner in the Chinese prison system called the Laogai for many years. And I recently came across his website, was able to track him down. He's kind enough to be on with us tonight, even though it's 11 o'clock back in Washington, D.C., where he lives. But we want to bring you up to date about what's going on in communist China. Now, of course, we never refer to it as communist China anymore because the American people are supposed to believe that communism is dead, and of course we have a new progressive society in China that really is dedicated to capitalism. Oh, there may be a little authoritarianism there, but things are ever so much better, and look how prosperous the country is, and look at all the wonderful goods we're getting from China today that now is entering the family of nations. Mr. Wu, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
My pleasure.
Tell us what's really going on in China from your point of view, because I know you have connections there and you're keeping tabs on the prison system and what's happening to the Chinese people.
Well, I think the thing is happened after Chairman Mao died in 1976. It is a crisis for the Communist Party because they have to change their ruling style and then they can remain in the control. Because the Cultural Revolution went too far. It's really too far. Too many people was suffering, and the whole production system in China is collapsing. So that's why the second leader of the Chinese Communist Party, Deng Xiaoping, come up. He say, "Oh, I don't care what is the color of the cat, whatever, black and white. If you can change the color, that will be good." That means they have to change the thing they did before. So that's why the Deng Xiaoping said, "Okay, we have to allow the capitalism to come back, the foreign company come back to do business. Otherwise, we cannot, give the people a kind of a satisfied situation." So that's something today the people say capitalism is growing in China. That is true. This violates the communism idea, communism basic theory. Because communism, that means no private ownership, only state ownership. Now they allow the private ownership system come back to China. And foreign business is aggressively, move to China and to seeking this market and seeking the cheap labor. Well, it seems that China is no longer as a communist country. But so far we have to know the ruling party still is the Communist Party. And it's the only party in this country. And the member of the party not decreasing, it's increasing. I think it's until last year, there's 68 million people in the party. Okay, so if you say that China is no longer as a communist country, I think the Communist Party will, laugh at you, say, "What are you talking about? We're a communist party."
Hold that thought. We'll be back in just a moment with Mr. Harry Wu, who understands the benevolent side of communism, having spent many years in the Laogai. Have you ever been talking on a cell phone and had the battery die? Would you like to be able to complete your call? Well, you can with a Sidewinder cell phone battery charger. They're inexpensive, sturdy, lightweight, and provide 6 minutes of calling time if you simply crank for 2 minutes. If you continue cranking, you can talk indefinitely. They have a LED light that works for 5 minutes if you crank for 30 seconds. The Sidewinder unit is small, compact, weighs 2.5 ounces, and comes with a carrying case, a cable, and adapters that fit most popular cell phones like Nokia, Audiovox, Kyocera, Motorola, Sony Ericsson, and Samsung. The Sidewinders are only $24.95, and you can see a picture at www.readymaderesources.com. That's www.readymaderesources.com. And certainly you can order your Sidewinder at 800-627-3809. That's 800-627-3809.
Are you one of the millions who have trouble waking up every morning? Hit the snooze a few too many times? Need that morning cup of coffee to get you started? Why not put a little spice in your morning with Gano Cafe? Gano Cafe, a healthy coffee, gives you energy and vigor, increases your focus and mental clarity. Gano Cafe helps the body heal itself, strengthen the immune system, and waste elimination for detoxification. If you're a coffee drinker, you won't believe the wonderful taste of this great coffee. Ganoderma, commonly known as the reishi mushroom, has been utilized in Chinese medicine for over 2,000 years. Also known as the longevity herb, miraculous king of herbs, it's more powerful than ginseng and has much lower caffeine and acid. To get your cup of great-tasting coffee, go to healthycoffeeonline.com or call 1-888-841-6055. That's 1-888-841-6055.
Why is the American educational system failing? Why are most college interns required to take a remedial English class? If you read John Stormer's book, None Dare Call It Education, which we carry, you'll discover there is an intentional effort to dumb down the American people. If you love your children, don't send them to government schools. The Robinson Home School curriculum provides quality education from the 1st through the 12th grade. The program is available on 22 CDs which contain the lesson plans, textbooks, and the tests needed to educate your children. The only textbooks that you have to purchase are a set of Saxon math books. You can read about the Robinson Home School curriculum at www.radioliberty.com. That's www.radioliberty.com. You can purchase this program for $199.95 plus shipping by calling 800-544-8927. That's 800-544-8927. Your child deserves a good education.
Right back on board, brothers and sisters. Well, this is Dr. Stan, and of course, Mr. Wu was saying that, the government spends a lot of money on religion, and they teach, they train priests, and they train monks, and but of course the Roman Catholic Church is outlawed. In other words, the only religious leaders that they allow are the ones that the communists have trained to go along with their line. But of course, you have this idea of religious freedom, and then of course he's talking about the press, and he said, of course, you cannot. There's no freedom of the press. All television, all radio, all newspapers, publications will, of course, be under government control. And if people are on the Internet and they publish an article on the Internet, they can go to jail for 8 or 10 years for publishing an article on the Internet that would be critical of the government. Is that correct?
Yeah. For example, in Shanghai, all these Internet cafes, all these computers have a software is free from the public security department. Okay, everyone get on the computer if you right away get off some website, it's forbidden by the government, the police right away find out that